Hi everybody, welcome back to Plastic Models by a Regular Dude, and my next project, the Revell 1/32 scale early version P-51D Mustang, kit number 03944. So before I get into the particulars, I just want to talk a little bit about the format I'm going to use for this particular build. The plan is this. I'm going to go step by step, but not on camera. What I plan on doing is maybe do a whole page or steps or something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce what I'm going to be doing for the day or for the particular video. Then if something needs to be demonstrated or I feel I need to show how I'm going to handle it, I'll actually video that. But if I don't have to do that, then what I'll do is just after I'm done with a particular segment, I will just give a wrap-up talk about what I did and how I did it. I'll just do demonstration type stuff just when I feel it's necessary. And that'll accomplish two things. One, the video won't be quite so long as they have been in the past, and it will allow me to really focus on the kit because, you know, aircraft is not as familiar to me as armor, so it's better if I just work on it and then talk about it afterwards. That way I can just really focus on what I'm doing and not worry about hitting the camera or getting my head in the way or anything like that. So that's the format I'm going to use for this. Next is the plan. So what is the plan? The plan is to build a kit. And let me talk a little bit about what two versions are available and why I'm choosing the one I'm going to do. So we have the Lu 4/Athlean of Colonel T.J.J. Christian. Here it is, right side, upper, left side, and lower. The color callouts are a green here, then we have a green here with olive drab here, yellow nose. All of this grayish looking stuff is bare metal. So that is that one. And then we have the Desert Rat of Captain Herschel Pascoe. And that one is the olive drab up top with the checkerboard scheme in the front and a gray bottom with some invasion stripes. Both of them have the invasion stripes, but it's post D-Day invasion stripes. They've been painted over somewhat. So, which one am I going to do? I am doing this one. The Lu 4/Athlean of Colonel T.J.J. Christian. And the reason I'm doing this one is because there's a certain amount of controversy pertaining to the colors that were used on this aircraft. I'm going to put a link down below in the description box that you can check out if you would like, of an interesting article talking about the color scheme. And there's some controversy on whether or not these upper colors were blue or green or a combination of blue and green. So I'll get more into that when I get closer to painting, but the way I lean is that this is going to be blue. Now I know this is green, and this is one of the accepted schemes. There's two schools of thought. It's either this scheme or these greens are replaced with blue, at least the tips of the wings and this. So there is debate on which color scheme is correct, and I personally don't care which one is actually quote-unquote right. The one I'm choosing to do is the blue, and I'd seen this aircraft before I ever thought about getting this kit, which actually was gifted to me by my son for Father's Day. Thanks, Mick. But I want to do the blue because of the uniqueness of it. And some people may say, blue on a World War II aircraft for camouflage. Well, there was a fighter group, I can't remember which one it was. think it was Fire Group P-47s, that was a two-tone blue, a light blue and a dark blue. So blue was used, and when I get further involved in the paint, I'll talk a little bit more about it, but there are contemporary reports, written and possibly photographic, that indicate that this was blue. So the controversy's there. I don't care who's right or who's wrong, and I'm not saying one is more right than the other. I'm just choosing the blue due to its unique nature. Okay, so that is my plan for this kit. I have these instructions out. Let's take a look at them. If you'll notice, one thing is they are full color all the way through, and that's really kind of cool. I dig it. It just looks really nice and high quality. I'm not going to go through every step, but you know, you can see it gives color call outs, you know, the whole shoot and match. So I'm not going to get all into the details of it. I'm just going to take a quick look. And yeah, looks pretty good. And then you get back to the color call outs, and then bingo, you're done. So that's the instructions. Now let's take a look at the plastic. All right, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on these sprues. I'm just going to take a quick look at them and point out any of the shortcomings that I have read about and seen. But as you can see, the fuselage is kind of truncated right here. So I'm really thinking that they are planning on making more of these, or they were at one time, with the tail with the fillet on it, perhaps. So hopefully that'll come to fruition, because I really, looking at this thing, I like it. And I kind of like P-51s. They're cool. But everything looks real good. I mean, there's seam lines and stuff like that, mold seam lines. I'm not seeing any flash, so sprue A looks pretty good. And then we got sprue B, which is the landing gear doors, the support for the inside of the wing structure. I think that's where the landing gear would butt up against, or the landing gear bays would butt up against. The scoop, you know, the intake, more interior of the landing gear bay, the scoop on the bottom, or no, it's like it's in the back. I think it's, I don't know what it's like a flow through kind of thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know my aircraft terminology, but that's sprue B. Oh, real quick, like the landing gear doors seem to be one of the areas that could use a little help. You might not be able to see it on the camera, but it is kind of sunken in there. Now, this is kind of unique that it's the only time I've seen it, and it's kind of cool, but all the landing gear bay door is one piece. So it needs to be cut or bent there, cut there, cut there. So I'm guessing if you wanted to do gear up, you could. But the nice thing is this will make for a nice, if it fits exactly underneath the landing gear bays, it'll make great for when I'm painting the exterior of the aircraft for a natural mask for underneath, instead of having to tape it all off or use sponges or something. So anyway, that's sprue B. Sprue C is cockpit parts, floor, the scoop area in the bottom, the sides of the cockpit here, which I like the way they did this as kind of a framework that fits on the side of the aircraft or the inside of the fuselage. So it looks really cool like that. This is the central fuel tank here, so I'll have to paint that to look like rubber. And then we have the horizontal stabilizers, the rudder halves, and the ailerons. And the ailerons also seem to have some sink mark action going in there, or some, yeah, sink marks, I guess what you call it, but we'll see once we start getting primer on it. Then we have the upper and lower wings, which are both one piece. Normally these are a separate piece that glue on top of this, and where, you know, it generally works pretty good, but in this case the structural rigidity will be really cool. So that is D and E. Then we have F, which is the front of the wing here where the machine guns are. I'll have to drill those out, obviously. Actually, they seem to be drilled out, or indented at least, so it should make drilling them out easy. Then we have the propeller, we have the flaps, and there seems to be a little bit of sink mark action going on the flaps here, but you know, we'll see. And I'm wondering if they are different according to if they're open or closed. I don't know, I'll have to look on there and see. Exhaust covers, the portion that goes underneath the windshield, like that fares up behind the instrument panel, just all the tail wheel, just more detailed stuff for the fuselage. So we got that. Then we got I, which is the tail without the fillet, as I was mentioning earlier. Horizontal stabilizer control surfaces, no sink marks there, so that's cool. Instrument panel, yeah, that is sprue I. And then we have two of sprue G, and that has the external fuel tanks, two different kinds, the wheels, a bomb, radiator, the fin for the bomb, plumbing, and the exhaust pipes. And there's two of these sprues. And then last, definitely not least, we have the clear parts, which I'm not going to open this up. It's the windshield, the canopy, and landing lights, the gun sight. So there's that. And that's pretty much all the plastic. All right, then we have the decals. Now these decals in the instructions say that they are designed by Barracuda Cals. They are printed in Italy. Now, I've used these before, and not these particular sheet, but virtually the same thing, but for German aircraft, and they're really good decals. They're really thin, not much in the way of carrier film to deal with, except in the center parts of these call letters and numbers. But it all looks really good, so it should be fairly easy to blend it in with a clear coat. But I've used the decals and they work really good. They're good decals. So there's that. So there you have it. That's the Revell P-51D 1/32 scale. This kit came out in 2017, it looks like, so it's relatively new. And if it's anything like the other Revell Germany 1/32 aircraft that I've built, I've done a 109 and a 190. This should be really good. I really like those, and I think this one will be a good one as well. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy watching me do this weird blue on here, because that should be fun. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this intro video for the Revell 1/32 scale P-51D Mustang early version. So as always, if you have any questions, comments, hints, tips, concerns, anything like that, put them in the comments section down below and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.